Voice of Cameroon, la voix de l'espérance.
Hon.Lukas Muha are my names. I am a parliamentarian in Namibia. This is my second term. I was an ordinary member of parliament. I was then elected in the year 2020. That's what I was trying to talk about now. Because I wanted to rectify the situation that I came first at Parliament 2015 to 2020. Yes. And then 2020, December, that was the start of the second term. And that is when now I was elected as a chairperson of the National Council, which is the upper house in the Namibian setting. Is a bigger country in terms of the size. It is about 824,000 square meters. However, in terms of the population, it is very, very small. The population census, or the census that was taken, national census that was conducted in 2011, indicates that Namibia is a country of about 2.5 million people. So it's only a small country. However, we are a country that is rich in resources. You can talk of the diamonds, you can talk of the fish, you can talk of the other minerals. We are rich at that. Apart from the fact that maybe we are not performing well in terms of value added to the resources that we have. So, but at least we are rich in resources. I should also mention here that we are also strong in terms of tourism, because we have so many game parks. That is the one of the strengths that Namibia has.
Yes, you presented this morning a topic on the role of Parliament in strengthening openness, transparency, and accountability.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the theme and what you present this morning?
Yes, I was supposed to present a topic on the Parliament Trust, which then goes with the transparency and then the accountability. However, when we arrived at the conference, a swap was made, and it will only be done tomorrow. So that is only tomorrow that I will present on the trust issue, whether Parliament, what it is that Parliament has to do in order to gain the trust of the public. So that is the topic that I will work on.
You was ready this morning.
Talking about National Council, we have two houses of Parliament. We have the National Assembly, which is the House of Representatives, and we have the National Council, which is the Senate. Now, for me, I lead the National Council. Now, I should also inform you that the National Assembly, which is the House of Representatives, consists of 104 members. That comes to the National Assembly through the party list, political party list. But then National Council consists of 42 members. Then what normally happens is we have the regions in our country. Our country is divided into 14 regions. Now, each region is represented by 3 members to the National Council, because we have regional councils in each region. Now, the regional council, whatever number that they have to nominate only 3 members to National Council. Now, the 14 regions times the 3 members brings us now to 42. Now, when we were then brought together for the first time, 2020, that's where now I was elected as the chairperson. Now, what do we do then? We are a house of review. We always receive bills from the National Assembly. Then when they are referred to us, we review them. And then we can bring in some changes. We can still pass them without changes back to the Assembly, and then later to the President for assent or for signing. So that is, in short, who I am.
Or can you tell us a little about your presentation of tomorrow?
Yes. You see, we are elected leaders, and much of what we do is done with the power, a representative power that is given to us by those who have elected us into positions. Now, when we pass the law, which is our main primary function, that is to make laws. When we make laws, in the process of making laws, we should always make sure that the public that have given us this task or responsibility are considered. So we have to involve them at all times. By so doing, we shall ensure that every member of the public in any given country will form part of the legislative processes, will also contribute in his or her own way of how he or she feels the particular law should look like. Because in the end, the people that is being governed by those laws that we make are the public, including ourselves anyway. But it will be very bad if we leave them in the cold and forget that the power that we use is designated to us by the public that vote us into positions. That is one. Number 2, Parliament should not be an exclusive holy place. It should not be a holy place. It should be a public place where each and every citizen are free to get in so that they can follow the debate in the chamber from the start of a particular law to the end of a particular law. Why is it important? The citizen should own the laws. They should appreciate the laws that Parliament is doing, is making. So by the time a law is enacted, let that law not be strange to them. So they should feel that we are the ones who have made this law as Cameroonians, as Namibians, as Ghanaians, as we are the ones who have made this law, not they are the ones who have made the law. So if then they transgress the law, in fact, laws are not made for it to be transgressed. No, they are made to govern, to facilitate, to regulate our behavior in such a way that we are expecting no person to transgress if they understand from the beginning. They will not even temper transgressing. But sometimes you will find, and in most cases, you will find that people are doing something wrong because they do not understand the law, the implication that comes thereafter. That's why now we have to make sure that at every given time, the public has to be involved. That is one. Number two, if we so feel by the time or during the process of enacting the law, if we so feel that this law needs the contributions from the public, at Parliament, at every given Parliament here in Africa, we have Parliament committees. Now we have to push that particular motion to the committee so that the committee can now consult the public and let the publics also bring in their input before we enact that particular law. Why is it so important? The people will still feel that we were consulted, and this is the law that everybody of us has made in order for it to govern us. Now, if you have, for example, police officers, by the time they will now action these laws, they will tell you, and also judiciary, they will tell you in accordance with this law. My expectation on the conference of speakers and presiding officers is at least to make sure that all the resolutions, if not most of them, should be domesticated by, number one, ratifying them through Parliament. Number two, making sure that it's not just about ratification of the resolutions, but also domesticate them by the way of implementing them. That is what is so important. Remember, we have just spoken about the continental free trade this afternoon. It's very, very important. So many African countries have ratified that document or the protocol thereof. However, if you get into those countries that have ratified the document, you will still see that there are a lot of restrictions. There are no free trade as we speak. So that's why now I am saying domesticating resolutions and international protocols are not just enough. What is so important is let us make sure that we practice what we preach. That is the expectation. Now, on the question of hospitality, I should inform you that I am an African. Yeah, whenever I travel to any African country, I expect nothing but peace. I expect nothing but freedom. The freedom in terms of moving around, the freedom in terms of speaking to my brothers and sisters, and this is what I have done here, and this is what I have seen, that the people of Cameroon did not even take me as if I am from Namibia. And I also did not even think of, as I'm speaking to you, I don't even think that I am from Namibia. I feel I am at home. So this is something that I should encourage, not only to the people of Cameroon, but to all African countries, so that when we travel, let us not have a concern about how we are going to be received by another country, but let us feel that I'm just moving from Namibia to Cameroon, but yet I'm still in Africa. This is the dream that our forefathers and leaders had, and it is now our time to make sure that we action the dreams that they had practically.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.